When I laid my head on the pillow, everything was normal. The night was quiet and peaceful, with a low chance of having a dream after a tiring day. However, this night was different. Suddenly, my bedroom door creaked open, and I heard footsteps approaching. I opened my eyes, finding myself in the darkness. A dark silhouette stood at the doorway. It resembled my mother, who had been haunting every corner of the house like a ghost lately. But this was definitely not my mother. Her voice sounded exactly like my mother's, but her gaze and facial expression were as cold as death. Goosebumps covered my neck because this entity was trying to tell me something. She opened her mouth and whispered, "Come." Her voice was raspy, with a strange vibration within it. Frozen in fear, I somehow managed to crawl out of my bed toward the door. This dark entity moved like a magnetic pull, guiding me. As I approached, I reached out my hand, wanting to touch it. My hands felt like they were trembling, but as I passed through its body, I felt nothing but an icy chill. When I stepped outside the door, the interior of our house was empty. Furniture had vanished, walls were bare, and an eerie silence prevailed. The dark visitor led me to a door, pointing for me to enter. As I crossed the threshold, I found myself in a familiar place, my childhood neighborhood. But it was different from what I remembered. The streets were deserted, buildings were in ruins, and the trees were lifeless. There was only the sound of the wind. The dark visitor spoke again, "Remember." Memories suddenly flooded my mind. I had grown up here, played with friends, lived, and aged. But now, everything was abandoned, in ruins. Suddenly, the dark entity disappeared from my view, and I woke up in my bed, drenched in sweat, my heart pounding. That night, the dark visitor left me, but the memories lingered, a mystery of whether it was real or just a dream.